welcome to JG's Fight Talks, Limitless Creations, and with me now, Luke Byrne. How you doing, Luke?
I'm good, thanks, Joel. Thanks for having me on.
No, thanks for coming on, mate. Much appreciated.
No worries at all. It's a bit of a weird time at the moment, but we're all getting through it slowly but surely.
Yeah, it's a strange time, but hopefully we're coming out the other side of it now. Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Ireland, so in the Midlands of Ireland at the moment. So it's quite a small town, not too far away from anywhere though, because it's right in slap bang in the middle of Ireland. So nowhere is more than like 2.5-3 hours away. So it's great.
Yeah.
Especially for the boxing side of things, it's handy to get the gyms and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's the main thing, mate. Gives us that bit of sanity, doesn't it? Especially at the moment.
That's for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, you need it.
Your story is different to many. There's not many boxers out there with type 1 diabetes, and yeah, I don't know how many others you know that have got type 1 diabetes.
There's only a handful, literally. There's only 4 others that I know of. So it's crazy to think that there's so few, but at the same time as well, the awareness isn't there at the moment. So there's probably many people out there with type 1 diabetes who wish they could box or don't even know they can, and they haven't even tried because they might be fearful of something happening to them or that they'd be told no. So hopefully with platforms like yourself as well, it's great to get it out there, and hopefully there will be a lot more people in the next coming years in boxing.
Yeah, I think as you know, it comes down to management, doesn't it? How you manage it, how you work it into your daily routine, but with your fitness and what you're eating and stuff like that, it's sort of the pinnacle, isn't it?
Exactly, it is.
Sport as to how you manage it. So yeah, when did boxing start for you, or when did you find out you were diabetic?
Well, boxing was in my life a lot sooner than diabetes was. I've kind of been involved in boxing almost my entire life. Early on in my life, early memories, I can remember being in my dad's boxing gym, running around the ring with gloves like up to here on my shoulders early. But yeah, with diabetes, I was diagnosed 10 years ago. I was 14 when I got diagnosed. So it was quite an awkward age to get diagnosed with something like that anyways. And yeah, just had to kind of adapt my life to live with it. And he letting diabetes live with me rather than me living with diabetes. Do you know what I mean? I still want to lead a normal life and not look at myself any differently, and not have anyone else look at me any differently either, it was something very important to me. I didn't want to be treated any different. So I kind of just try and manage it best I can. And thankfully, it's all been going well so far, thank God. So fingers crossed it just stays as good as it can be.
Yeah, so that must have been quite difficult at the age of 14, finding out that you had diabetes, because that's the age where you want to gorge everything. You want to, you want to basically enjoy, all the high sugar
that's
stuff,
it.
Basically, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
And, how did you cope with
that? Quite well, to be honest. I was very lucky. Like my parents, my grandparents as well were very supportive. They all looked out for me. My friends were great as well. Like me and my friends would kind of more laugh about it than anything else, not try and take it too seriously, because you just get yourself down over it really if you did. And as well, it's about enjoying stuff, like allowing yourself to enjoy things as well, and just making sure you're being safe with it. It's not like you have to restrict everything. You can have everything in moderation and just make sure you're looking after yourself. That's the main thing.
So from the age of running around the ring with the gloves under your armpits,
yeah.
When did you start to take boxing more seriously? When did you sort of step up and think, yeah, I want to be a boxer?
It was probably around the age of 7 or 8. I'd come home from school. I took a bit of a hiding off a few lads in primary school, and my dad, like he boxed for years himself. He was quite a high level amateur boxer, and he ran a boxing gym over in England. And he was like, right, I'll teach you how to throw, a couple of punches, and took me on pads and stuff, and just fell in love with it straight away. Was almost like addicted to it, and it was something that came very natural to me. And then he started going through like the footwork side of things with me then, when I actually had a real interest in it, and teaching me all about footwork, teach me how to move, how to get out of the way of punches. And even at a young age, I was just interested in it. It wasn't just, I want to hit something. It was, I want to learn how to do this properly. So we did that for a few years. And then when I got into secondary school, then my parents wanted me to concentrate on my education more than anything. So that was kind of the end of it for a few years. So I was in secondary school, and then I ended up getting diagnosed with diabetes then 3 years later. And then a boxing gym opened in the town where I live. And after a bit of begging, I got to go down and got back to training, and trained for a couple of years. And I was never better. Like my fitness was great. My diabetes control was perfect. Was never ill in the gym. Now my coaches, they were all aware of it, obviously, and they were all very cautious because it was unheard of. They'd never ever heard of a diabetic being in the boxing gym before. So they kind of held me back a little bit from certain things. Would always ask me how I was, stuff like that. Like, they were only looking out for me, but as a pride kind of thing, I was like, yeah, let me get on with it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then my dad started coaching then in that boxing gym, and I started getting like quite competitive sparring and stuff like that. Once I turned like 16, I was sparring with the men. And then when I hit 17, then as a senior, I said, I want to fight. Let's get me a fight. So the battle came then to get my boxing card. And that took a while. It took like nearly 6 months. My dad was going back and forth with the IABA over here. They were basically saying there never has been a person with diabetes who's boxed in Ireland. There never will be. So he went back and forth with them, basically arguing over discrimination grounds and stuff like that. And eventually they said, right, if you can get his specialist to sign off on it, he can box. So I think basically they were probably expecting my specialist to say, absolutely not. He's not doing it. But I was very lucky. Booked an appointment to go to the hospital. Had a checkup, everything was grand, spoke to my specialist, and he was like, yeah, why not? Like, you're in good shape, you obviously love it, you're looking after yourself, why not do it? So he was great, and forever grateful for him, because without him I would have never would have got the opportunity to compete in the sport I love. So it's fantastic.
So where have you gone since then? Where's it taken you? Because obviously that's kind of probably the biggest hurdle you're ever going to come across. It was just to get into the sport. Where have you gone since then? Where have it taken you?
So I finished my school off. So I got good grades in school. I ended up going into uni into a sports science degree, and that was kind of really good because it was beneficial for my training, and I had a big interest in fit, nutrition and health and stuff like that. So then I was in first year of uni, and my first fight got lined up then. I was delighted. So I had my first senior fight, won that first round stoppage. It was brilliant, and got quite a good bit of publicity after that because it was quite a big deal being like the first diabetic boxer in Ireland. And of course then got off to winning ways. So it's fantastic. I did a podcast in America that year about it for diabetes, which was amazing. It was great to get the awareness out there again, like I was saying to you earlier. And then exams came for uni, so boxing had to take a bit of a sidestep then. And so I came over the summer then. I know. What did they say? It's education's important, but boxing's importanter. That's that's what they always say. But yeah, so I did well in the exams then anyways. And then the next year went into the ABAs, into the senior ABAs, got to the semi-finals. I was happy with it in my first attempt. So then after that then exams again. And then I had to kind of start knuckling down with college because it was getting into my final year of uni. So I kind of stopped the train a little bit, and then finished uni, and now we have the lovely COVID that put everything on the back burner. I was meant to fight last June, had that scheduled there last February, but then COVID came into the country then in March, and of course, as we all know, everything shut down. So that was a bit of a bummer. But I think that fight is actually rescheduled with the same guy for September 25th. So that's what I'm training towards at the moment.
Yeah, great. Well, it's been a long time coming, mate, isn't it? And
that's for sure. Geez, it feels like a long time.
That's probably been the longest training camp known to man, isn't it?
Oh God! Well, like literally, I was super fit last year. I was super fit around like March, April time, and then in April I got the confirmation that I was off, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm after training hard 6 days a week, twice a day, most days. Absolutely busting my balls, and then for the rug to get pulled from me was just really disheartening. And then about 8 weeks ago now, I was training again back home with Dad, and went and sprained my LCL and my meniscus in my left knee. So I was out for like 6 weeks. So I was on, literally I could hobble around the house. That was about it. But I'm all healed up now, thank God. But I put on like 7 kg in those weeks because I was sat down all the time. So that was a bit annoying, but I just have to get the rest of this weight off now, and by September I'll be ready to rock and roll, hopefully.
Yeah.
And it's just going to be
what a journey.
It's going to be a long time coming.
Yeah, what a journey, mate.
Yeah, a few humps and bumps along the road.
Yes, definitely. But you know, you can see you're dedicated. You can see you put the hard work in. You know, you're pushing as much as you can, you know, on all levels. You know, you're doing everything you possibly can.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best, mate. You know, and as I say,
Thank you very much.
COVID has just kind of smashed everyone. You know, from the amateur game right the way through to the pros. It's kind of there's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing you can do. So
no.
You know, at least we've had boxing to watch on the telly. That's all we can say.
Well, that's it exactly. And I mean, like I'm a student of the game. I absolutely wreck all my friends' heads and my family's heads. Like I'm always watching boxing, always watching something. If you see me up on my phone and turn it to the side, you know, well, it's probably going to be a boxing video that's on it. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm always studying something or watching, but I can't get enough of it. Like anything I can get from like the 40s all the way up to now, anything I can get, I'll watch it and study it. And there's certain fighters I love to watch and the little nuances and stuff like that. And I think that's one thing that COVID has given to me, is because I was off work for quite a while as well. I was occupying my mind just watching anything I could on YouTube and just soaking in as much information, and then hopefully put as much as I can learn into practice now when it comes to fight time.
So you say you've been watching videos of the old stuff right the way to now. Who's kind of those mega influences as you were growing up, and who do you really like now?
My favorite boxing hero is Roy Jones Jr. Seeing his highlight videos as a kid, he just looked like he was, as they called, Mr. Invincible. And he was literally just an idol of mine, still is. Like I love Roy Jones. And then as I got a bit older, it was started to be Floyd Mayweather. I started really admiring his defensive skills and how offensively accurate he was, especially as a younger fighter when he was more of a come forward fighter. Going back through the years, I love Henry Armstrong, Archie Moore. I also really enjoy Jack Dempsey for his very intelligent aggression. And nowadays, well, the fighter that we just watched at the weekend, Josh Taylor, is a great man to watch.
Quality.
I also, my favorite fighter at the moment, though, is definitely Terence Crawford. I think he's the best on the planet. As well, Canelo. I mean, the man can do no wrong at the moment. And I was always very high on Teofimo Lopez as well, and I'm delighted that he did get the victory over Lomachenko. And I think he's going on to a lot bigger and better things in his career.
Well, one I'll check at you, who's a particular legend of my sort of upbringing, as it were. Manny Pacquiao. He's obviously got his big fight with Errol Spence Jr. How do you see that one going? Interesting fight. And to be fair to Manny, what a fight to take.
Yeah, look, I mean, he could have fought anybody, and no one would have really complained. So I really hats off to him for taking on arguably the biggest challenge at 147. I don't think it is, but a lot of people do put Spence over Crawford. So it's a great challenge. Another southpaw, so that'll be an interesting dynamic. And also the inactivity at the age Pacquiao is at. That's the big thing for me, I think. Like, because Spence is younger and he's got great gym partners in the Charlos, he's probably been training and sparring throughout all of this. Whereas Pacquiao, he's 42.
Yeah.
And he's probably been inactive. He has all his senator duties as well in the Philippines, so it's not like he's got all day to train.
Yeah.
So I think inactivity, if it is a factor, will be a massive factor.
But what a machine!
But I think, yeah, he's a beast. I mean, how do you explain it otherwise? I mean, like, he's a legend at the end of the day. He is. But I was always a Mayweather man growing up, so I was on that side of the road, especially when it came to the Mayweather Pacquiao debates across the years, and thankfully they got to get it on in the end, and we saw who was the better man. But fair play to Pacquiao, what he's doing, you really can't take it away from him.
Yeah. Well, there's some great fights coming up. As we were saying before, we've also got Lopez versus Kambosos. How do you see that one going?
Yeah.
Good fight.
I think Lopez, yeah, it is a good fight. Kambosos, he shocked me against Selby. I didn't think he had the engine that he had, because he was able to put it on Selby all fight. But I think he's very hittable. And a guy like Selby, who wasn't a big puncher 2 weights below, he definitely isn't a big puncher at lightweight. I think probably see between rounds 8 and 10, I think Lopez will stop him. I just think Lopez is too good and he hits too hard.
Make sure you stay in touch, Luke, because I'm going to want to hear your reaction.
Yeah. Yeah. I meet him,
I genuinely think Kambosos. I think Kambosos will do it.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's written off. I think he's a real tough individual, and speed-wise, he's really good. I know he's more of a counter-puncher, but yeah, incredible for that weight. And I think
he is good.
I think it'll be a good fight. So I just
for sure.
Happy to have boxing back, to be honest.
Absolutely. I just think for Kambosos, I don't think he is. He's very intelligent coming forward. I think he comes forward in straight lines a lot. And a guy like Lopez, who has great footwork, as we've seen against Lomachenko, he'll make him fall short, and I think he will counter him. I can see him cracking him with maybe a right uppercut or a left hook or something coming in. I think that will be all she wrote. But if I'm wrong, I'll definitely eat some humble pie and after you message me.
Well, as I say, you make sure you stay in touch and ping over a message as soon as you've got pretty much the all clear for your fight and that it's definitely going ahead. September, not too far away now, so hopefully,
definitely will. Yeah,
we get to see you in action.
Yeah, mate, fingers crossed. This next 15 or 16 weeks away. I was started training this last week. There, my knee was 100% to start training. So I've been doing some sparring. It's great to get the rounds in. We've been training outdoors, so it's a bit different, especially with the Irish weather, trying to navigate that. But it's great to get some sparring in, get some circuit training in. I'm not really confident enough to start running on the knee yet. Hopefully within the next 2 or 3 weeks, especially to help with the extra few kilos to lose. Be great to get back out running. But at the moment now, sparring away, training hard, and just working towards September 25th. So can't wait for it. No,
definitely, mate. And as I say, I wish you all the best and keep up the good work, Luke. I think you're a top guy. To battle type 1 diabetes from the age of 14 and to get your license and to push on and prove your worth is something really special, mate. So
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You've put the message out there to other people that, don't give up on your goal.
Exactly.
if that's what you want to do, then push the best you can. At least you can say you tried. You know,
yeah,
that's what it comes down to. And
that's it. And I just want to I want to give it my best, and like no matter what, I actually never stop believing in myself. Even throughout setbacks and stuff like that, I never stop believing in myself. I've always wanted to be a professional boxer, and I believe in 2023 I will be turning over, and I'll give it my best go. Whatever happens after that, I don't know. It's not written yet, but I'll give it my best shot, and no one will be able to say that I didn't try. You know, so that's the main thing for me. And especially like to let others know, like no matter what's wrong with you or what's not wrong with you, even if it's just in your own head, like believe in yourself. And if you want to do something and it's in your heart, go and do it, no matter what it is. As long as you're not hurting anyone or harming yourself, why not? You know?
Well, you are kind of hurting yourself and harming yourself in one
well, that's why I like to fight on the back foot. I don't like getting hit.
Hit and don't get hit, mate. That's what it is.
That's the name of the game, isn't it? The sweet.
Yeah, exactly, mate. And that's why you like
That's
Roy
it,
Jones
exactly.
Jr. and Floyd Mayweather, because they were the masters of it, weren't they? So
that's correct.
Yeah,
that's a fact. Yeah, exactly.
But no, Luke, you're a top lad, and I wish you all the best. And as I say, keep in touch.
Thank you, Joel.
And, yeah, I look forward to sending you some messages and hearing some messages back when those fights. And,
yeah, absolutely.
We do a live watch along. We do a live watch along on this show. Yeah, if you're about, jump on and join us. It'd be good to have you on, mate. Yeah,
why not? It'd be a bit of crack. Yeah, that'd be good.
No, sounds good, mate. Sounds good.
No bother. And yeah, no worries.
Keep pushing, mate. Keep pushing. September's not too
indeed.
far away. Not that.
No, it's not.
That's 7 kg off, and you'll be well on the way.
Yeah,
well on the way.
That's it. Exactly. I'll get there.
But no, thank you very much, Luke, and I'll speak to you soon.
Perfect. Sound, Joel. Thanks for having me. Cheers.
No problem. Take care, mate.
Bye.
See you soon.
Bye.
Wow. Luke Byrne, really nice guy. Type 1 diabetic. He hasn't let that get in his way since the age of 14, and he's pushed with his boxing career, doing really well as an amateur, wants to turn pro in 2023, and yeah, wish him all the best for the future. Really nice lad. Definitely get him on for a live watch along, and yeah, follow his career. Really nice guy. So yeah, you've been watching JG's Fight Talk, sponsored by Rich's Boxing and Limitless Creations, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.
Are you ready?